Hello everyone. Sorry it took us a bit of time to join you, but it's nice to have you all on. We will wait for some of you to join us. We have my son Tom here who's taking the questions for everyone, okay? So hopefully some of you would start to come on here. Now, I'm not really used to it. My son normally does it, so just excuse me. Can't see who's joining here, Tom.
Yes.
Oh, yes. Hello, Elaine. Hello, Anne Sellers. Thank you for joining us. We'll wait for a few more to come on and then we can get going. Oh, here they come. Everyone's arriving. There's Wendy, Vicky Davey, Lisa. Love is a dream come true. Oh, what a nice name. So I don't know if you can see anything on there, Tom, because you're on your phone, but Matt Clark, hi Elaine, hi everyone, because there's a whole list of people coming on here now. So it's nice to see you all, and thank you for joining us. Okay, I've got a cup of tea here. Hope you're all well. Julie Adams, hi Elaine, hello to you. Yes, I hope you're all keeping well too. We're fine. Fine this end. Hope you're all looking after each other. It's been a while since I've been on actually, because as you know, things were going on. So I've decided to come on here again after a while. I've been busy with the art, busy with the readings. And of course, we won't be doing any personal readings on here tonight. So if you want to book a reading, you're quite welcome to go through my website, elainethorpe.com, and my son will book you in. Some of you do come through on Messenger to me, so that can be done as well through my main page, Elaine Thorpe, but it's easier to go to the website. I don't know what Tom's going to do in the way of updating things as time goes on with the website, but I'm sure I'll be putting some more of my art on there for people to purchase. So take a look at it once we get some more on there. Hi from Dublin, Noel. Hello, Noel. Hello, Lisa.
So how would you say your work's changed since the lockdown? Has it changed a lot?
It has changed. Well, obviously it's still connected with spirit the same, but I think the art's come back, because I did lose it for a while looking after my daughter, but it seems to come back, and I feel a lot more better about things now than I did before. It's changed in the way that I can't mix with the public and do the demos at the moment. I do miss that. I miss the traveling to the different places and meeting everybody and doing the healing and everything. And so I miss that part, but you know, we can still be on here. We're still making a difference. So we don't have to stop everything. Spirit have a way of getting through to us, don't they? If they don't do it one way, they'll do it another.
Yeah, definitely.
Oh, Shelley's saying hi. Thank you for the amazing reading with Jonathan recently. Yes, that's okay, Shelley. It's nice to do it for you. And the tree painting was beautiful. Thank you, Anna. Hello from Illinois. Goodness me, people coming in from all over the place tonight.
Yeah, obviously you did the Zoom thing last week. How did that go with the group meeting?
Yeah, that went well. Thanks, Tom. It was really good. It's nice to get a few people gather together and make a difference, connect to spirit, and start to keep going with these connections. You know, we don't have to let everything go, do we? Do excuse my background.
Spirit of Light said, are all your readings done through Jonathan?
Yes, sometimes I get spates of like after if I've finished the reading, there might be others still coming through, and if they want to push through and they didn't get a chance when I was underneath trance, they start pushing through and giving information. They do that sometimes, not all the time, but they have done it. Yeah, they take the chance to push in before I do the closing prayer, and they want to give information. So it comes in spades, put it that way. Not all the time.
Yeah, that was a dream come true. Said, how is your daughter feeling now?
She's getting there. She's getting there. She's been very brave, and she's been through a lot, bless her. So she's slowly getting there. And she doesn't really want to go out and mix very much, which is understandable under the situation. But yeah, she's doing well, and I like to thank everybody for their prayers they put out for her, because, well, it's obviously worked, hasn't it? I do believe in prayer. So thank you all for that. The power of prayer is amazing. Creates miracles and all sorts. I have a cat in here. No, I don't. From Wales. Hello, Tiger Lily. What's that one? Crisp Flores. Have you ever had a reading with Jonathan, Elaine? Me? Yeah. Well, I talk to him. I ask him things, yeah. And sometimes when I'm laying in bed of a morning, I'm just laying there and things have just been put into my mind, and the things you wouldn't normally think of just come to you out of the blue. I expect it happens with all of you at some point, but it happens that way sometimes. He'll connect with me. They have their ways and means. If you're not going to be in trance and you need to connect with them. Oh, do you know what? The cat did this last time, Tom. Every time I do a live, my cat pounds on the door, wants to get out. Do excuse me. I'm going to throttle him in a minute. What do you want now? Eh? Yes, this cat wants food halfway through my life. You cheeky monkey. I'm on live. Yes, I will. Oh dear. He did this last time. The cat did this. I think he must know I'm doing a live, Tom. He starts biffing the door down.
Spirit of Light said, I've done some trance show, but my voice doesn't change.
No, your voice doesn't have to change. It doesn't mean to say that you're not in trance if your voice doesn't change. It may be that spirit just want to communicate through you as you are in trance, but they don't all change your voice. Some of them come through with just your own voice and like an inspirational speaking. Some of you may go into trance and, like you could hear. So don't doubt yourselves. I suppose us humans doubt ourselves and we question things, but don't doubt yourselves, because just because they don't speak in a different sounding voice, they will probably say words or explain things that you wouldn't normally explain them in. You would explain them in a different way to what they would. So don't doubt yourself, because if that's not always how it goes. They don't have to change your voice. They would say lovely inspirational words without the need for it, Hope you're staying safe and well in these difficult times. Yeah, I won't be doing readings, Jeanette. Obviously, I don't know who that is, actually. Yeah, I won't be doing readings tonight. It's just questions and answers, all right?
I said earlier as well, do you have anybody, sorry, Dawn Boswell says, do you have anybody sensations that occur?
Yes, I have. A lot of it lately, which I never had before. Just of late, I get my feet and my legs vibrate. It feels like it feels like ripples going through your legs and your feet. And, you know, I'm feeling it a little bit now, but when I'm working spiritually, and sometimes just randomly my legs and feet will start to vibrate. So I don't know if that has anything to do with spiritual, but a lot of people that I've spoken to have had their, well, not a lot, but some have had their bodies feel like they're vibrating all over. You know, it's a strange feeling. It just feels like little, not pins and needles, but like ripples going through your body. It's weird, but it doesn't do the top half, just my legs and feet. So, and you know, sometimes people have felt that. So what else have we got here? Did you remember your first trance connection and when you allowed Jonathan to fully take over? Yeah, that was a few months after I started trance, Pamela. About 3 months after I'd started, he came through in a friend's house, and I really did feel that there was love there, lots of love and a strong connection from the start. But he obviously, like the other lady said, the voice didn't change then. It was the same, but just without any proper sort of expression tone. So he had to learn how to speak like that. So yes, I know the vibration Jonathan talked about. Yes, some people do feel that vibrating. It's pleasant for some, and others would question it and think, is there something wrong with me? But because we are awakening more, some of us, you start to feel different sensations with your energies, different things happening to your body and your mind, and your thoughts changing, and messages. People say they have things downloaded to them, and things they wouldn't normally think of. It's amazing how they get through to us and they work with us. They're very clever. I get very emotional sometimes when spirit is near, not sadness but love. Yes. Yeah, you're feeling the love, Susan. That's what you're feeling. You're feeling the love of spirit. And sometimes when people have healing, they cry. It's not necessarily because they're sad. It's because you're absolutely overwhelmed by the power of their love. It's just so unconditional. It's nothing like it. So I don't know if you're seeing any of the questions popping up there, Tom.
It's Lucy here at the minute.
Oh, hello, Lucy.
Tom's just popped out for a second, so he's asked me to keep an eye on things while he's gone.
Okay.
Just had a little look at the questions. We do have a few that have come in. One is from Spirit of Light, and it says, when Jonathan speaks through you, are you able to hear him?
Yes, I can hear. I can hear what's going on. I have sometimes drifted away, especially if I'm tired. I have drifted and sort of felt like I was falling asleep, but not falling asleep. It's a bit of a strange feeling that you're here but not here. But that doesn't always happen. So I can hear him, but I do forget bits when I wake up. People might say to me, oh, Jonathan mentioned this, and I think, oh, well, I've remembered now you've told me, or I forget it altogether, so they remind me of what he said.
Answer to Maya, if you want to leave your questions in the live chat, obviously I will try and get to most of them. I don't know how many will come in, so we will do our best on that. When you're ready, if you're ready to go into trance.
Yeah, I'm going to have some music on, but it's not music. I don't think it's copyrighted anyway, but if it does get edited out, it means that it is. So if everybody's ready, then I'll turn the music on.
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening, Jonathan. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you for allowing me to join you, Sir Thomas. Yes.
That's okay. It's been a while since we've done one of these question and answer sessions with you.
Oh, yes. How your time goes so fast.
Yeah, definitely so. We've got a lot of questions already. Simon Bacon asked, question for Jonathan, please. Are there any other species other than humans that are on or in this Earth?
Yes, very much so. Not on the Earth, but in other parts of the galaxy. Yes, there are other beings that are in existence in your universe. They do come to visit your Earth from time to time, as people have reported seeing many different things, many unusual things happening within your skies and sometimes on the Earth with connection. But it is not something that is happening too often to be seen publicly, but yes, they do communicate with you here.
Okay. Similar question related question from Diana McDunn. Is planet Earth the only place we reincarnate?
Yes, it is. Yes.
Okay. Just going through the questions. So, one moment.
I am waiting with bated breath.
Is repressive hypnosis a positive thing to do to understand our soul lessons? Repressive hypnosis.
Yes. It is wonderful if it is done by a reputable person that knows what they are doing in the way of hypnosis, you see. So hypnosis is something that is used for many things, but I do see that people have used it for past life regression to help to overcome things from past lives that you may have brought into this life with you. So, for instance, a soul will bring into this life many fears and traumas from past lives to be overcome in this particular lifetime. But because you have, in your day and age, past life regression, some of these things can be overcome far quicker than what they would have done in past times. So it is possible for these people to help you to overcome any fears or traumas from past life happenings.
A question from Anna Brune. How are you, dear Jonathan? She wants to ask how you have been in your daily life.
Well, it is not so much a daily life in spirit. It is an existence of total bliss and happiness and unconditional love, my dear. So I'm doing fine, yes. I am very much enjoying connecting with your people of the earth to help them to awaken themselves and realize their own gifts.
Susan Fairman asked, I'd like to ask Jonathan, when you pass over, do you remember every life you ever had?
You do in the way of past lifetimes, because you will look back through those lifetimes and see what you had accomplished in the way of soul growth in each lifetime. So, for instance, if you wanted to reincarnate again, you would look at the most lifetimes that you had needed to overcome things and bring them back into this physical life with you in the way of overcoming them. But yes, you do know the lifetimes that you have had. They are not held in filing cabinets in the way of Akashic records, that you would call them. They're not records. They are every thought and every lifetime that you have ever lived.
Okay, Matt Clark asks, good evening, Jonathan. What do you recommend in terms of development and connection with spirit?
Trust. That is what I recommend. That is the biggest issue with connecting with one's guide or with spirit in any way, is trust. You see, when you've got the logic state of mind, the ego state of mind, which is also an emotional state, it is very untrusting and very questionable, which is perfectly natural in your human world to want to question things or to doubt things, so that you could then overcome that doubt and eventually connect with the guide. So it is trust within yourself and trust in what you are receiving. And that will help you to relax a little bit more and to let go.
Is there any way that the guide can work on the medium's trust, or is it all down to the medium?
Well, trust comes from the one individual. Of course, the guide will help to heal a little bit of that, but it has to come from the particular individual, because they cannot impede their growth all of the time by constantly overtaking in the way of self-doubt. We can help you be alleviated of it, but it has to be your decision to let go.
Okay, Alison asked, do you feel you had a previous life connection with Elaine?
Yes, most certainly, yes. I did have a previous lifetime with Elaine, although be it brief. Her name was Mary Ann Ellsworth. So in that lifetime, I would have lived in Victorian era.
Okay, Helen Brown asked, how is it you're able to override Elaine's voice when a lot of other trance mediums seem to maintain their own voice?
Well, some of the spirit guides would prefer to speak in the voice that they would have had in their previous lifetime, their incarnation. And so they will manipulate the medium's vocality in order to do that, within time and practice, of course. But some of them just prefer to speak through the medium's voice box without any alteration at all. It will be presented in a way that can be seen as rather different in the way that the person would put the explanation across as to what the spirit would do it. They may say things that you would not normally put into your sentences, if you would understand that.
Okay. Tracy Telfer asked, hi Jonathan, our granddad is currently on end of life in hospital. He is in and out of consciousness. Will spirit be around him and meet him when he passes, and will he be around him?
Most certainly, because a lot of people that are in that state purport to see loved ones at the end of the bed or in the room in the corner somewhere, waiting for them to make their departure to the spirit world. So he will not be alone. He will be very much comforted by the souls of the light and, of course, the angels that will be waiting to take him. And we would say, bless his soul, and that he will arrive in spirit in time when he is meant to. Of course, I'm not going to tell you when, but I would say that enjoy him while he's here, although he is not very well. Give him love and comfort and reassurance that it is okay for him to leave when he wants to.
Okay, Jared Lee asked, hi Elaine and Jonathan, can you give me advice on listening to spirit? When I'm starting to drift off to sleep, I can hear two people talking but struggle to make out what they're saying.
That is usually the case. It is somewhat either a random word that has no attachment of a sentence or explanation to it. But you are quite often in a state of deep relaxation where you are about to make the transition into going into sleep state. And some of you will leave your physical and go into the astral, you see, and your ethereal body will leave your body. So you are in a sort of a balance of sleep and wakefulness at the same time. So you are still aware of your laying there and feeling comfortable and able to listen to things that are going on earthly around you. But what you are hearing is people in the astral chatting away, and they are preparing perhaps to come visit you. So you are hearing people in the astral having a conversation. And because you are relaxed enough to hear that, you are picking up on it.
Okay, Wendy Clayton asked, do we have different guides to help us in different areas of our lives?
You will only ever have one main spirit guide, but you will have other souls that have incarnated with you in past lives that will come forward to help you grow, and they will grow along with you, and they will help you. They will connect with you spiritually as well. You will learn something from them, and they will perhaps learn something from you in the way of connecting with you in your physical world.
Okay, a question for Jonathan from Vanessa Matthew. I understand there's good and bad, lightness and dark, but can dark energies exist that can target those of the light and who aim to do good on the earth?
Well, I would say prayer and protection are a good thing. If you're going to be doing something spiritually, you need to pray at the beginning and prayer at the end. Close yourself off and invite the white light around you. And perhaps say to the higher self, I only allow the light to come. But sometimes when people are perhaps depressed, they will have what you call souls attach themselves to them. You see? And so they need help to be leaving that particular person's energy, because they will latch themselves onto them. But not in all cases. It is only on a rare occasion that this will come about.
Okay, Cadet Solomon asked, what is it like for you to merge in with Elaine?
Well, I have become rather accustomed to it after a time, because at first I had to learn how to work with her energy, how to blend my energy with hers so that I could create communication and a physical voice through her energy. And so it is wonderful to work with her, because we are a twin soul. We are a mirror of one another. So when you have that sort of connection, it is much easier to come close to that physical energy than what it would be if you didn't have that connection. But all souls on spirit side will have some sort of earthly connection with you or spiritual connection with you. But when you have such a close bond with your guide, then the connection will be a lot easier for the guide than what it will be for the person that is receiving. You've got to let go, you see. So it takes as much practice for us, because we are vibrating with a consciousness and not a physicality. So we have to slow down that vibration in order to blend with a more densified energy that is attached to the physical world. So yes, it takes a little bit of time.
Spirit of Light asked, do you feel human again when you speak through do you feel human again when you speak through Elaine?
No, my dear, no. Is this the lady asking this or the gentleman? But I would say that no, I don't feel that. I am still energy, still spirit. I can feel the weight of the physical, yes. So it is the densified energy rather than the physicality of it. But it is something that I have become rather accustomed to, but I am still ethereal, shall we say.
Okay, Shelley Cole asked, is Jonathan aware of people watching tonight who he has previously done readings for?
I am aware of light beings watching, yes. I am aware of you all. It is nice that you are watching.
Dean Phillips asked, hi Jonathan, what is it like in the spirit world? Is there gardens and beautiful landscapes?
Everything is thought. So there is light in spirit, or if you wanted a night sky to look at, you could visualize it, because you are thought, you are consciousness. So everything that is a consciousness of thought becomes a reality. So you would see beautiful buildings in spirit, yes. If you wanted a home that you were happy with on earth, you could visualize it and create it with your thought, much like you create things and bring them into the physical with your thoughts here on earth. You would create that thought and it would be in front of you, because you are merely consciousness. And consciousness is thought. Thought is consciousness. So whatever you create with that thought, it will become a reality. Once you do not need it anymore, it will dissipate.
Okay, Gary Langley asked, are angels a different spirit species, or are they souls who have evolved and reside in the higher spheres?
They are God's army of love. They are beings of light. They are not highly evolved souls, although they are evolved, but they are next to God, so they are God's army of love. They are pure angels, pure light. But the souls that have evolved, yes, they become perhaps the ones that are residing in spirit on more of a permanency. And they are next to the angels, but they are not actually the angels. They are highly evolved beings.
Lisa Hitt asked, is a main guide someone that has lived on Earth before?
Yes, we have to have experienced physical life in order to be a spirit guide, because we have to understand what it is like to live a physical life so that we can then understand.
Yokbert asked, hi Jonathan, you've talked about our many facets before. Could you tell us more about the part of us that is still in the spirit world whilst we are incarnated on Earth?
Well, you are multifaceted and infinite, you see. And you have what you call a higher self, which connects to home again. So part of you, of your essence, is in spirit, and the rest of you is here. So it's a little bit like the cuttings of a diamond. They are facing in all directions. They are multifaceted. So your consciousness, part of that remains at home, you see. So you are connecting to a higher self, which is then connecting to spirit, which is your home, my dear. And that is what it is, yes.
Susan Fairman asked, how do you know when to come through to Elaine?
Well, I will see the light that she shines out to me, and that I will come and join her. I hear her prayer. I hear her asking for me to join her. And then I will see that light, and then I will come and join her. Of course, with her permission.
Ranjit asked, how do we talk to our higher self?
Your higher self is your intuitive self. So you would call it a gut feeling. And your higher self will sometimes lead you into tests that it will want you to overcome, because it is part of your soul's growth. But usually if you get a what we would call on the earth a pang of intuition or a gut feeling, take note of that, because that is your higher self giving you a message that something either feels right or it doesn't feel quite right. Your higher self is your consciousness.
Maya Maria asked, what is a good blending method for twin soul guide?
Again, meditation, and again, trust. Isn't it?
Deborah Coles asked, when going to class, does Elaine know when you stepped in?
Yes, she does. She can feel the energy of me. She feels the features of my spiritual face. All of that she is feeling. And of course, her mind will take her to many places that I will show her. And of course, if there are other souls coming through, they will show her things too.
Okay, Emma Lee asked, how does spirit practice communicating with us? Do you have teachers and spirits?
Yes, we do, yes. We have what you would call the elders. And they will show us how to come to the earth and to practice to blend with the physical being that is going to go into that whole state of mind. We will get advice from them, perhaps. So we are learning eternally. It doesn't mean to say that you enter into spirit world and you know everything. We are still learning on the other side, and mostly about the communication with your earth.
Okay, Patsy asked, my nan had dementia near the end of her life. She would speak to people who had passed. Did she really see them, do you think?
Yes, she did, yes. A lot of people that are going to pass sometimes will see their loved ones quite physically waiting for them there, and they chat to them as if they were really standing there, which that they are spiritually, but other people cannot see them, but that recipient can.
Okay, sorry.
Do not worry, sir.
We got a question. Do you see your body in spirit?
If we wanted to, we could, yes. If you look at people that have had near-death experiences, they will come back and say, well, I saw my grandmother or I saw my father in spirit. They will see them as they would have seen them in life, as a physical sense. But we are actually beings of light, just consciousness, but we can present ourselves as a physicality if we wanted to. We do that for recognition.
Linda asked, Jonathan, what are your views on the chakras, please? Is that right?
Well, you call them chakras, I call them energy centers, but you could give them as many names as you wanted to, really. They go from below your feet to above your head. So you have several energy centers that are above your head and below your feet. Usually the ones that are below your feet are more grounding. They are darker color, much like the earthly colors. And as you go higher, you get the oranges, the yellows, the greens, the purples, the blues, you see. They're all sort of named as colors, that the human mind has given them that colorful existence. But they have meridians that travel out from those energy centers, which are attached to other areas of the body, which if those energy centers are not quite in alignment, or one is a little out of place in an emotional state, then if it is realigned, then the body will correct itself. So any of those energy centers, if they are going to be healed, they will have an effect on the other parts of the physical body, because you are one big mass of energy.
Okay, Dimna asked, when did Jonathan pass into the spirit world the last time?
I passed in 1891, my dear. Yes.
Okay. Emma McGrattan asked, hello, Jonathan. Could we have lived in a previous life with our spirit guide? I think you may have already answered a similar question to that, because you obviously lived with Elaine at some point.
That is correct.
Joan Crowhurst asked, are we meant to obtain from eating meat, or is it a case of cruelty-free world farming?
Well, I think that a lot of people are refraining from eating meat. If you look at a lot of the chemical additions that these animals are given to basically fatten them up, to create more meat for human consumption, it's a question of looking at it and seeing what it is done with it before it reaches your plate. But of course, it is the human's own choice as to what they do. We cannot force to go against their will. If they want to eat meat, they will. But you've got to look at the animal's point of view. The soul of the animal understands that it is going to come to the earth to give unconditional love, but then also it may have chosen to go back to the spirit world in the way of slaughter, you see. Once it enters that physical side, it's going to take that on. But you've got to understand that the animal knows fear. Animals feel fear too, and if they're going to be slaughtered and they're all packed into the back of a lorry, they are going to know where they're going. They're going to know that something isn't right. So if you hear them all crying out in distress, you are going to know that they are knowing where their journey is going to end up. So they do have fear, much like humans. And once they have passed, of course, they will enter into the spirit world, knowing the reason for coming to the earth. But it is something to think about, isn't it? You know, I ate meat in my lifetime because that is all I ever knew. But if I was to come back to this life now, I don't think I'd want to eat it.
Patricia McTague asked, how do we learn who our guardian angel is?
Again, it is trust and asking for the guide or the guardian angel, rather, to send you a sign that they are around. Sometimes they will send feathers. Sometimes they will send butterflies or bird song, much like your loved ones do in spirit as well. But they are always going to be with you, pulling you back and pushing you forward. They are there throughout the whole of your life, loving you and protecting you. So trust, again, is asking the guardian angel to send you signs that they are around. That is the easiest way to do it.
Okay, Tiger Lily asked, question, if there are other species in the universe, do they go to the same astral plane heaven as us humans?
Yes, there is one massive heaven. It is so large and infinite that they may go to a realm that is different to ours, because there are many realms in spirit. If you look at your Christian Bible, they will say that there are many mansions, but actually they are realms.
Lisa Hick asked, can you explain animal spirit guides?
Yes. Animal spirit guides are, in a sense, perceptions of yourself. For instance, if you've got a bear as a spirit guide, the explanation would be that it represents you in some way. The bear is brave and strong, and also a survivor. It'll hunt to find food and to survive. So you see, the explanation of the bear is inner strength and courage and determination within yourself. But it is also an animal that will give you protection as an animal guide.
Okay, with the coronavirus, at the London show, you said it would start easing up on us in May, which was obviously right for the UK. You also said we will see riots as well. I'm not too sure when you did say that, but you said it. We've got it coming for this year. Are we getting over the worst of this now, or 2020?
I think that with this virus, a lot of you are still going to be wary about it. Some of you aren't that worried, and others are still very wary about mixing with other people. So the trust is not going to go until the sort of the middle of next year, because people will still be wary about the winter time and whether the virus will return with great velocity. But I see it easing, really, because everybody is going to mix no matter what, aren't they? Your life has to get back to some sort of normality. So I see, when I say about easing, I see that there will be an easing of your lesser of a lockdown that you have been experiencing, and people will gradually find the confidence to come out again. But as for mixing, it's either a fear or not a fear, they're either overconfident or underconfident. You see, it's a mixture of the two. But I do see that in the end, it will dissipate. It will fizzle out. And I know that sometimes the public eye would say, well, how can it do that unless there is a vaccine? You've got to understand that things aren't going to last forever. And sometimes things are eradicated with vaccines, or they generally might fizzle out by themselves. You
Do
see,
you feel we've used this time well?
yes, I think, yes. Do forgive me, sir. Yes, I want to say that everybody has done very well, but with your warm sunshine, there is a little bit of discouragement about staying indoors because everybody is fed up with staying indoors and they want to get out and see the warm sunshine. And unless you have a garden city, it can be very disconcerting when you are stuck in four walls. So you see, there are questions and answers here that you cannot stay in forever. So your society are going to have to get back to some sort of normal way of living that is not quite the same as it was. But I would say within the year that everybody is going to be acting normally again. And travel will take time to resume, of course. It's not going to happen straight away because from country to country, they're going to have a different set of rules, aren't they? And a different set of what you would say passing rates. So I would say that people will start to venture out and gain their confidence again. It doesn't mean to say they're all going to go around hugging each other, but I think that it will come to an end at some point.
Just a couple more questions as time is getting on now. Anna asked, is it necessary to reach a certain level of enlightenment or personal growth in order to be open to channel?
Well, again, I'm going to put that down to trust and to connecting through meditative states and altered states of mind is a wonderful way of reaching that point. You see, and being happy within, allowing yourself to open up to your spiritual growth. Enlightenment is the most beautiful experience. So I would say allow it to be. So the one big word is trust. That's the key to letting go, to opening up, to loving oneself, to connecting with us here on the other side. And it all goes from there, doesn't it?
Okay. Joanna Winter asked, how do we know we're on the right path in life?
You know, you could make all of the twists and turns in life. Every avenue that you take is a little bit like a maze, isn't it? You will take many paths which will bring you to a close and a dead end, and then you will turn around and go back the other way, and then you will find another turning and take that, and maybe that will come to an end. But eventually, you will get to the center of the maze and you will find yourself. It's all about the journey back to oneself, isn't it? You see. So I hope that answers your question. Do forgive me if I'm sort of teetering away from it a little bit.
Okay. Thank you, Jonathan. We'll bring Elaine back now. That's okay.
Yes, I have very much enjoyed conversing with you all, and I'm sure that we will be able to do it again sometime.
Yeah, very soon, hopefully.
Yes. God bless you all.
Thank you. Welcome back.
Hello. Oh, everyone's still here. Thank you for joining us, everyone. It's nice of you to give up your time to be on here, and I hope you enjoyed it all. I tried to step back as much as I can to allow my guy to say what he wants to say again, like he always says, it's trust, and even I have doubts sometimes, so it's quite normal. But we'll do this again sometime. And I expect you'll all want to go away and put the kettle on now, won't you? And I thank Tom and Lucy for doing the questions. It's
okay.
They put their time aside too. They give a lot of help to me to do all of this, so we thank them too. Okay. So yes. Thank you, everyone, and we'll do this again sometime. I'm sure we will. Yeah. Okay. So, like Jonathan always says, God bless you all and have a lovely evening. And until the next time. Bye.